Greetings, YouTube. How are we doing tonight? Oh boy. So, my phone is currently not working properly, so I had to get on my computer and go live from here. So, it'll be a little bit different tonight. Hope you guys all have had a good week. Give some people some time to join here. It has been a week of learning for me. It's it's always fun learning new things. It's not so fun when you have to learn new things out of necessity, and when it is hindering work that you would like to get done. So, anyhow, that the good thing about it is gives you an opportunity to grow. Let's see. Can you guys hear me all right? It doesn't look like I'm picking up very many bars on my microphone. Let me see. Anyways, if you guys can't hear me, you'll have to let me know. What else? So I've been experimenting with different ways to surface finish knives, and that's been fun. I was trying out these finishing stones. These are made for like die and mold, injection molding type work. And I called a buddy of mine who used to make injection molds and was talking to him about kind of the processes they use. And yeah, so some injection molds have to have like superior finish, like a mirror polish, and that is a really challenging thing to do, especially with some materials. And so just learning the process of how to do that kind of type of finish. Obviously, when it comes to the knife making, the different steels that we use require different processes to get a good finish. And so you might see a knife and think, wow, that's a really nice finish on that knife. And you might look at another knife with a different steel and think, well, that finish ain't as nice as this other knife that I seen. And the reason sometimes is simply the workability of the steel. So some steels are easier to finish than others. Yeah. So just like some steels are easier to sharpen than others. And the question is, with whatever steel you pick and choose to use, there's a trade-off. So the easy thing to do would be to work with steels that are easy to work with and that the processes for. But part of honing your skills as a knife maker requires you to continue learning, to always be learning, and to learn new things. So yeah. I was trying to think. I thought about possibly getting my knife needs touched up. Thought about pulling out this Husky sharpener diamond stone that I bought years ago to review, and but yeah, I'm not going to do that tonight. Let's find paper towel. What else? Also been trying to So I acquired I don't know how you say it. What do they call them? Chuck V, whatever, military truck. It is, what is the number? M1031 or something like that. And anyways, it's this particular truck contains a generator, air compressor, and welder in the bed. And it's not working properly. And I have some projects here on the farm that I'd really like to use my welder on. And so this thing has been my nemesis for the last 3 years. It's worked off and on. And it currently is not working. Let me so I've been trying to figure that out as well, which has been fun to say the least. It's kind of funny because I'm a journeyman lineman. It's funny how much information you can know and yet still not know enough. Let me see. How do I see the comments? Turn on subscriber only mode. Let me see. Top chat. Okay. I don't see any comments. Probably no comments. But what was I saying? So as a child, I went to 4-H camp and we got to choose the classes we wanted to go and take. And I remember one of them was like electronics, and one was electrical or something like that. So I believe my brother may have taken the electronics class. I took the class to build an extension cord, which is kind of funny, like looking back, it's such a basic, very basic, great thing to teach a kid, right? It's practical, gives you an understanding of how electricity works. An extension cord's only got 3 wires. So it's a great beginning step. And, that kind of sparked my interest, pun intended, into how electricity works and all of that jazz. And my brother, like I said, or somebody had taken the electronic type course, and that there was a little more involved. Like they took a breadboard, I believe, and like soldered in some LEDs and programmed it to like play flashing lights and music or something. And I walked away thinking, man, I wish I would have took the electronic class. And over the years, I've learned being a lineman, wiring houses, doing home remodels and stuff like that. I know a fair bit about how to wire things up. But when it comes to I've started to learn electronics. and just been a slow thing. I understand what transformers are, resistors are, electrical, um, how things work. So all that being said, this Army truck is winning the battle of testing my skill and knowledge gap of what I know and don't know, because it's kind of a combination of, there's the combination of mechanical and electrical systems and safety features and yada, 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 that it's not just real cut and dry, like where the problem's at. Oh, and to top it all off, the problem I have was an intermittent problem, meaning sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. And those are the kind of some of the hardest problems to solve, because most of the time it can be something as simple as a loose wire. But the question is like where? And so finding those, trying to track down those faults can be fun. But I'm definitely gaining a lot of understanding on how this system works and potential problems, what's not broken, and what may be broken. Seriously. I need to build a little stand for these. A little something, something. Some double stick tape. Never hurts. So, anyways, I don't even know. Let's see. Last week, we got our new cow. And then I didn't go live last Tuesday. It was Wednesday. So, not a lot of time, not the normal time has passed. But the new cow has been challenging. She took a little bit to get warmed up to her new home, new systems, but it's going well now, I think. Last night was exciting. My wife called me up to help milk, and there's thunderstorms and big lightning just cracking and going crazy. She was like, well, let's just call it a night. But we got the job done. Didn't get struck by lightning, so that's good. Lightning is kind of a funny thing. It's like lots of people get stuck out in storms and with no place to go. And when I worked for the power company, we worked out in storms all the time. And, it's hard to say where that line is of being smart, getting in to a safe place, and yet sometimes work has to be done where you don't always have the luxury of getting out of the storm. Like Jessica being out on a hike and being on top of a mountain when a storm rolls in or something like that. You can't do lightning. You did lightning. You survived. Not with that attitude, you can't. Saying I can't. Is that? Yeah, that's point. So, anyways. 0.10, making my labels a little more clear on these drops. I had 0.10 micron, which is easy to be mistaken for 10 micron, which is, it is not. So updating that so I don't get them confused. Half a micron, 1.5 microns.